Welcome to the place to be reviews.
You're used to Batwoman reviews on Mondays. I apologize. There was no episode last night because the Critics' Choice Award. Either that or the film crew couldn't get out to Lesbian Island. I'm not sure. But in any case, The Walking Dead. I didn't get you my episode 17 review of Home Sweet Home last week. We had Find Me episode 18 last night. Let's do that right now. Double review. Double your pleasure, double your fun, double mint gum. Monkeys, roll the footage. Home Sweet Home, Season 10, Episode 17. Now, a lot of people have abandoned ship on The Walking Dead, and I understand why. I mean, 10 and a half seasons in, roughly, getting ready to go into Season 11, which is going to be the final season. You know, a lot of the original characters are gone. Basically, the only ones left are Carol and Daryl at this point. But let's get into this. Negan, still around, of course. He and Maggie immediately come face to face. She walks away from him in true Negan fashion. He just exclaims, well, shit. As Judith kind of looks on, and she's not sure what to say. It was a good scene. Nice build-up with the tension between Maggie and Negan, of course. Lulls you with some lighthearted scenes between Judith and Maggie after the fact, though. But the fact that Negan is still around, you know it's a thorn in Maggie's side, as he clubbed her husband to death back in Season 7, Episode 1. And that was the introduction to Negan, of course. Speaking of the departed Glenn Rhee, we also got a shot of Herschel, Maggie and Glenn's son, who is named after her late father. And actually, Scott, I can't remember his name offhand, but the actor that played Herschel sadly passed away last year at the age of about 75, I think. So Herschel was a great character. But yeah, we get to see Maggie's son, Herschel, as he's kind of sitting up in a tree. And we're introduced to him kind of in an older stage, you know, as Maggie's been gone for some time with Georgie. So we're finally introduced properly to the man in the mask, whose name is Elijah. No, it's not Jason Voorhees. And Cole. They meet up with Daryl and Carol. Carol tells Maggie that Negan basically saved everyone by killing Alpha, but, you know, Maggie isn't going to accept the fact that Negan is free. She can't handle that. He's put her through too much. I mean, there's so much history there between them. Kelly meets up with Daryl en route to meet with Maggie and the new group, including her son Herschel. So we get that scene with Maggie, Elijah, Cole, Daryl, and Kelly. They're clearing out a parking lot to secure shelter for the night as they're trying to make their way back home before they rejoin the group. They end up staying the night in a shipping container, which gives Daryl and Maggie a chance to catch up, and we get pieces of what Maggie has been doing before she found her way back to the group. Now, if you remember, the masked man, Elijah, is the one who showed up last season. The badass, he's got the small handheld sickle weapons he uses. Saved Father Gabriel in that assault by the Whispers, where he was pinned down, they had taken his gun, and they were about ready to kill him. So he showed up there. Cole, the other one, I can see Cole either just kind of being an antagonist within the group, or doing a full heel turn, or just getting killed off probably within the next episode. So during the night, Kelly disappears from her watch post. The group goes looking for her, and they find her investigating an abandoned truck in the hopes of finding Connie, who has been missing since the incident in the cave with the Whispers. Carol chased Alpha into the cave. They got trapped in there, and Connie disappeared. Carol left her behind, basically. They find nothing and continue to trek back to Maggie's group's encampment, but they see some smoke and they fear for the worst, because this is where Maggie, Cole, and Elijah's main group had been staying, and they are being pursued by another group, which we'll be introduced to very soon. So they return to find the entire building burned down, 2 of their people dead, and they mention a group called the Reapers, who are apparently tracking Maggie down and her people. So Daryl leads their tracking efforts to find the group, who had abandoned what was left of the shelter that they were kind of holding up in while Maggie and Cole and Elijah went and made contact with our main group. And Maggie and Daryl go one way, Cole, Elijah, and Kelly go the other. Because we know in the show, splitting up, always a good idea. Always a good idea to leave the main group split into smaller groups with ancillary characters who are probably going to die. So by happenstance, of course, Maggie and Daryl meet up with 2 women and 1 man from her group. Their names elude me. They're ancillary. They're going to die. And they report to her that the Reapers killed 3 of their people in the evacuation. Herschel is with someone named Tim, and the man of the group gets shot through the neck. And we're about to meet the Reapers. Meanwhile, Elijah, Kelly, and Cole are pinned down as they hear someone in the forest around them, and Elijah, the masked guy, kind of freezes, and Kelly gets him to unmask, and we see his face. Now, this is kind of a funny thing to me. This guy has been portrayed as a complete badass the entire time, and they're taking fire here from what is assumed to be the Reapers, and he just freezes, can't move, takes the mask off, and here we are, which I thought was kind of anticlimactic considering his introduction. So as Maggie and Daryl are kind of bebopping, scatting around, and eluding the Reapers, and another one of her group gets taken down, because why wouldn't they? Then the other girl tries to save her and gets shot in the chest and dies. And the shooter, of course, gets the drop on Maggie and Daryl, because why the fuck wouldn't he? She gets caught in a snare trap by her ankle, and the guy just picks Daryl up and fucking tosses him into a tree. He comes out of the woods in like a ghillie suit, and this dude is not small, which is, it leads you to believe he's using it looked like an AR-15, I believe, or something a little bit higher caliber, but he was sniping people off. I had suppressor on it and everything, and he just left it. I don't know if it was out of ammo or he did it to kind of bait them in, but they just left it there. They didn't even touch the fucking rifle. I'm like, at a time when ammunition is at a premium, you have an opportunity to pick up an assault weapon and you just leave it lay. This show pisses me off at times, and I'm not afraid to say that. It does. There's so many things that make me angry. The stupid little decisions that happen because, quote unquote, the plot needs them to, but it makes the characters look like idiots. So at this point, our member of the Reapers ends up blowing himself up with a hand grenade right in front of Maggie, Daryl, Kelly, Elijah, and Cole, after Kelly shot him in the chest with Daryl's crossbow. And it is kind of a cool scene because you're waiting for a little bit of exposition from him, maybe why the Reapers are hunting Maggie and her group, but no, this guy's very stoic, obviously has military or a paramilitary militia background, camoed and tacked out. So this group may be interesting. It may just be another, kind of flop thrown together group that's going to be disposed of quickly, but that remains to be seen in the forthcoming episodes. To wind this episode down, Maggie and the group find that Hilltop was destroyed, and they instead trek to Alexandria, which is being rebuilt because of the damage done by the Whispers. Cole is less than enthused about being there because he's like, oh, this is home sweet home, huh? And Maggie's like, yep, and they go back in with the intent to repair their damaged home. Final thoughts on episode 17. I thought this episode was okay. It set up the next threat, the Reapers, but at this point, all the antagonist groups, Woodbury, the Wolves, Claim, Terminus, Saviors, Whispers, and now the Reapers they've just kind of run together at this point. And I'm an unapologetic fan of this show. But at this point, I'm kind of weary of the common tropes of these groups. But at this point, it's season 11, and I don't see anything changing anytime soon, unless the show just ends. Our new characters, Elijah and Cole, they're there, but we'll just have to see what they do with them. I'll put my money on the fact that Cole either heel turns, gets killed off. Elijah is meant to be a sympathetic, more developed and fleshed out character, obviously, as we have Kelly saw him take his mask off. I mean, out of a 5 scale, I'd give this episode for a mid-season premiere. Jesus, probably a 1.5 or a 2. That's about it. I have nothing else to really say about it at this point, though. Season 10, episode 18, Find Me. This episode featured the backstory of Dog, because we'd never had it explained to us how Daryl found Dog, how he got Dog, where Dog came from. All it was, the exposition we got about Dog was in season 10, the first half. Carol said, you can't just keep her dog forever. And that's all we got. Daryl got the dog from a woman named Leah, who he met at a cabin in the woods by happenstance, or he happened upon her, she happened upon him. I mean, it was a decent episode. The actress that played Leah was great. She was almost a female version of Daryl at that point. I have this long summary written out for the episode, and I feel like I should go right to my final thoughts, though, because I don't want to go through this entire episode, because a lot of it was just sitting and talking, sitting and feelings in the woods, feelings in the cabin, feelings on the motorcycle, feelings and arguments with Daryl and Carol, Leah and Daryl having feelings. It was fucking brutal. This is episode 18 of your 10th season. You're nearing the end here, and this is what you want to do. Now, after 10 seasons, you want to say, hey, Daryl met this rando, he fucked her, and she probably died. That's it. That's what you're going to do. I mean, I love this show. I fucking love this show. The episode was very slow paced in terms of action, but heavy on the backstory, like I said, about Dog. You know, it's just, they're worried. They didn't want to show Daryl kissing her on screen or doing anything because we don't want to upset the Daryl fans because they're so passionate. I'm a fucking passionate fan of this show. I don't want any of this. I mean, I know you can't just have them killing walkers all the time, but I mean, Jesus Christ. Are you really going to go this route to end this fucking show? Oh, here's feelings. Look, Daryl's in a fucking relationship. Oh, now Daryl loves Carol because Carol reminds him of, I don't fucking know. It was just brutal at times. I'm sitting there going, okay, when's the other shoe going to fall? Are they going to do anything? Are they going to do anything this episode? No, they didn't do anything. It was like 6 months later, Daryl and Leah. 3 months later, Daryl throws a fish on fucking Leah's porch. It's like, holy shit. Can you please put something in this episode? Angela Kang, I know this show was bad when you took over. It was hemorrhaging some viewers. You know, numbers are down across the board. But holy shit, don't make this into a fucking soap opera. Don't. Jesus, don't do that. Daryl's a badass fucking character. I absolutely love Norman Reedus in this role. But holy shit, why are you doing this? It makes no fucking sense. Like, I understand, like you said, you want to set up some backstory for Daryl. That's cool. But at the same time, we could have done that in a quarter of an episode. I don't need to know everything about this fucking woman. You could have summed this up in 3 fucking scenes. That's it. That's it. We didn't need, she's not going to be, I mean, what, she going to be in one more episode and a couple flashbacks? Who fucking cares? You've got this new badass group who you're teasing the Reapers, and all of a sudden now it's like, well, you know, we better do a little fucking feelings episode. No. Jesus, no. Stop it. Holy shit. I'm not even, those are my final thoughts in this episode. Fuck episode 18. Seriously, fuck it. Right in the ear hole. Right in the ear hole. With the governor's fucking knife. There, how about that? That'd be more exciting than what the fuck I sat through for, 49 minutes minus commercials or whatever last night? Fuck that episode.